8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj, read by Soundit Avam. The President says the consequences of political promises made without a comprehensive understanding of the country's economy leads to present hardships to the people. The Prime Minister made an observation visit to the Puttalam, Navathankulama Junior School and Shilao St. Mary's College. Emergency plan to bring Lorenzo Puta 4 fishermen to Sri Lanka. The President's Secretary says most media institutions try to guide the public in different ways. South Korea assures higher education opportunities to Sri Lankan students. AI to be included to ICT curriculum from grade 8. Advisory issued for increased temperatures in parts of the island. In news overseas, Ukraine drones target Russian oil refineries' security agency building. In sports, the first ODI between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh is now underway at Chittagong Stadium in Bangladesh. Minister Dr. Susil Premajantha emphasized the importance of the school education system could accommodate parliamentary concepts as a subject in the curricula. As a result, the school children will get educated on the parliamentary and democratic system. The minister made these remarks at a function held at Kagalla, Veragala Junior School held recently. Many dignitaries, including the Chief of Staff and the President's Senior Advisor for National Security, Sagar Ratnayaka, also participated in this function. Addressing the audience, Mr. Ratnayaka said the school children get a first-hand experience about the responsibilities of the parliamentarians through the Youth Parliament concept. State Minister of Fisheries Pial Nishanta de Silva announced plans to launch a new multi-day fishing trawler equipped with modern technology and advanced operational techniques to enhance the fishing industry. The State Minister further stated that President Ranil Wickremesinghe has instructed the Ministry of Foreign Affairs via the Attorney General to facilitate the swift repatriation of the fishermen aboard the Lorenzo Puta 4 fishing vessel back to Sri Lanka. These statements are made by the State Minister during a press briefing held at the Presidential Media Centre today, focusing on the theme, Collective Path to a Stable Country. The State Minister further said that efforts have been undertaken to safeguard the quality of fish products as part of the ongoing development of the fishing industry. However, challenges have arisen due to the rising fuel costs and the increased prices of fishing equipment, impacting the income of the fishing community. Nonetheless, it is worth noting that measures are being implemented to mitigate these challenges and improve the situation for the fishing community. President Ranil Wickremesinghe underscored the consequences of political promises made without a comprehensive understanding of the country's economy, highlighting the resulting hardships faced by the people. In a departure from such approaches, the President emphasized the importance of facing reality and working collectively towards a positive future for the nation. The President made these comments during his presence in a convivial gathering organized by the United Youth Union titled Future of the Youth, held yesterday at the Tabraven Entertainment. The collapse of our country's economy can largely be attributed to the unsustainable practice of providing everything for free. This approach ultimately burdens someone else, leading to economic instability, he said, responding to a question on increasing prices of mobile phones and internet service charges. Most media organizations in Sri Lanka only communicate what they want to communicate, adding their own opinions, while only catering to their objectives, says the Secretary to the President Samana Ekanaika. He made this statement addressing those gathered at the inauguration ceremony of the student media program Kaleidoscope 2024, Screen Media for General Z, held at the President's Secretariat yesterday. He added that the most media organizations try to guide the public and the public just follow what is stated by the media. This needs to change. With this program, students will be able to see the truth beyond what the media shows. Measures have been taken to revise the current Information and Communication Technology ICT curriculum in Sri Lanka's schools for students from grade 8 onwards. Accordingly, the subject of artificial intelligence will be introduced into the prevailing ICT curriculum for the students of the aforesaid grades in schools, the Minister of Education Susil Premajantha said. The pilot project for launching the new curriculum will commence on March 19th with the participation of 17 schools. Premajantha assured that Microsoft Corporation has joined hands with the Ministry of Education in order to provide the relevant subject knowledge for Sri Lankan students according to international standards. The Education Minister expressed his views while joining the commemoration event held to mark the 100th anniversary of the Girls' High School, Mount Lavinia. The expression of interest is called for the installation of renewable energy sources, island-wide locations to generate more than 50 megawatts of electricity. These EOIs call for the investors applied for the year 2021. Accordingly, 535 project proposals were received. In 2022, out of these applications, 430 have been selected for evaluation purpose. The main objective of this exercise is to achieve 70% of the total energy requirement through renewable energy sources by 2030. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
At People's Bank, we empower your pride. People's Bank, pride of the nation.
The ambassador of South Korea, Myeon Lee, who met the Speaker of Parliament, Mahinda Apabewardena, recently in Parliament, stated that she hopes to provide more opportunities for Sri Lankan students to pursue higher education in South Korea. Furthermore, Korean Education Exhibition is planned to be held this June with the support of the Ministry of Education and universities in Sri Lanka, the South Korea envoy assured. The State Minister of Education, A. Aravind Kumar, mentioned during the meeting that it is necessary to increase teaching the Korean language in schools in Sri Lanka and requested to be provided with the necessary support required for this. The ambassador asserted that the necessary support could be provided in the future, the Parliamentary Communications Department said in a statement. Joining the discussion, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa expressed his gratitude for the employment opportunities provided to Sri Lanka by South Korea. He also recalled that his father, the former president, late Ranasinghe Premadasa, followed the methods implemented by Park Chung-hee, who was a Korean president at the time, in preparing the Gamudawa program, the statement added. Moreover, discussions are also held on the upcoming elections in South Korea. The speaker pointed out the need for the South Korean government to organize training programs for Sri Lankans in the future, and the strengthening of bilateral relations between the two countries was discussed extensively. The Met Department has cautioned the people of rising atmospheric temperatures at some places in the western, Sabragama, northwestern and southern provinces in the coming hours. The advisory issued at 4 p.m. today will be in effect until tomorrow evening. The heat index, the temperature felt on the human body, is expected to increase up to caution level at some places. In the western, Sabragama, northwestern and southern provinces it won't. As per the advisory, under this level of temperature, fatigue is possible with prolonged exposure and activity. Continuing activity could result in heat cramps. Thus, the members of the public have been advised to stay hydrated, take breaks in the shade as often as possible, and limit strenuous outdoor activities. They are also requested to check up on the elderly and the sick, never to leave children unattended inside vehicles, and to wear lightweight and white or light-colored clothing. The heat index forecast is calculated by using relative humidity and the maximum temperature, and this is the condition that is felt on the body. This is not the forecast of maximum temperature. It is generated by the Department of Meteorology for the next day period and prepared by using global numerical weather prediction model data. That concludes local news.
You have got a transfer.
That's all right, sir. They are all our children.
The right decisions with noble intentions bring pride. At People's Bank, we empower your pride.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena made an observation visit to the Puttalam Navathankulama Junior School and Shillao St. Mary's College yesterday. The Premier also declared open the newly constructed Puttalam Divisional Secretariat building. The Prime Minister also had a friendly discussion with the school administrative staff and the school children, which came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
Watch Live is brought to you by
CIB New Year offer. Valuable gifts and gift vouchers. 25% discount for bank cards till 10th of April. Visit CIB today. CIB revives once always.
The Department of Meteorology has cautioned the people of rising atmospheric temperatures at some places in the western, Sabragama, northwestern and southern provinces in the coming hours. The advisory issued at 4 p.m. today will be in effect until tomorrow evening, and that came to you in Watchlight.
CIB Navy offer valuable gifts and gift vouchers, 25% discount for bank cards till 10th of April. Visit CIB today. CIB revives once always.
Coming up, World News.
Making headlines tonight, Osprey aircraft flights to resume in Japan on Thursday. Ukraine drones target Russian oil refineries and security agency building. Australia-US nuclear submarine deal in doubt amid cuts. Japan's defense minister says US forces in Japan and the ground self-defense force will resume flights of Osprey transport aircraft in phases from Thursday. The tilt-rotor aircraft was grounded after a crash off the southwestern Japanese prefecture of Kagoshima in November. All 8 US military personnel on board were killed. The US forces lifted the flight ban on March 8th. The defense ministry consulted with the US side to devise a plan for restarting Osprey flights in Japan. Ukraine is continuing its attacks on a key Russian infrastructure. Drones targeted oil facilities on Wednesday for a second straight day, as well as a security agency building. The attacks come as Russia is intensifying its offensives on the front lines. The governor of the Russian region of Ryazan said a refinery was attacked by a drone. He said a fire broke out and there were injuries. There are worries in Australia that a nuclear submarine deal with the US could be at risk from Washington's latest budget plan. The US has decided to cut next year's planned submarine production from 2 to just 1 to save costs. The move has sparked concerns about the impact on deliveries to Australia, but Canberra is playing them down. Back to the headlines of the world news. Osprey aircraft flights resume in Japan on Thursday. Ukraine drones target Russian oil refineries and security agency building. And Australia-US nuclear submarine deal in doubt amid cuts. That concludes this bulletin of world news.
Development news.
The chairman of the Colombo Port City Economic Commission, Dinesh Virakodi, said that the Port City Commission will ensure that all the approvals for investment will be given in one place. Looking to the future, the Colombo Port City is soon to be renamed as Colombo Financial Centre. He said that the groundbreaking ceremony for the business centre at the Port City, Colombo, held yesterday, signifies a major milestone, not just for the project but for the country's ambition to become a leading regional hub for technology and commerce. This world-class premium business park will showcase contemporary infrastructure and 120,000 square feet of premium office space, while caters to diverse business needs through distinct corporate blocks, the IT park and commercial district. That came to you in development news.
Moving on with sports news.
The first ODI between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh is underway at Chittagong Stadium in Bangladesh. Batting first, Sri Lanka were all out for 255 in 49 overs. In reply, Bangladesh were 165 for the loss of 4 wickets in 29 overs a short while ago. That's sports news. Business news up next.
Go ekakiyana youth ekata life eke change ekata niyameta set wenna as wahagena dakapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship eka menna.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business news, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Talavakala Estates won the coveted Best Corporate Citizen Sustainability Award 2023 at the 20th Best Corporate Citizen Sustainability Awards organized by the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce yesterday. Aitken Spence and Nestle Lanka were judged the first and second runners-up. The annual BCCS Awards is the premier corporate citizenship award and highlights sustainability champions in the national corporate arena. That's business news, economic news up next.
Business news, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekakiyana youth ekata life eke change ekata niyameta set wenna as wahagena dakapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship eka menna.
The the all-new NSB Itru account. NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
On to economic news, the visiting delegates of the International Monetary Fund held a discussion yesterday at the Ministry of Power and Energy to review the progress of the Ceylon Electricity Board and the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation operations and commitments. The delegation, led by Peter Brewer, IMF Senior Mission Chief for Sri Lanka, has reportedly looked into the tariff reduction in the electricity sector, CEB and the CPC balance sheets of 2023, the current financial positions of the state-owned electricity supplier, Minister Kanchana Wijesekara said in a post on his X handle. That concludes economic news.
Weather report.
Showers and thundershowers may occur at a few places in the western, Sabrugamo and southern provinces in the evening or night. Mainly dry weather will prevail elsewhere in the island. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the Sabrugamo, Central and Uva provinces, also in the Gaul and Matara districts during the morning. And now to conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. The President says the consequences of political promises made without a comprehensive understanding of the country's economy leads to the present hardships to the people. The Prime Minister made an observation visit to the Puttalam, Namathankulama Junior School and Shilao St. Mary's College. Emergency plan to bring Lorenzo Putaha 4 fishermen to Sri Lanka. President's Secretary says most media institutions try to guide the public in different ways. South Korea assures more higher education opportunities to Sri Lankan students. AI to be included to ICT curriculum from grade 8. Advisory issued for increased temperatures in parts of the island. Ukraine drones target Russian oil refineries and security agency building. And the first ODI between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh is underway at Chittagong Stadium in Bangladesh. With that, we conclude tonight's news broadcast.